difficulties. It's great. I'm seeing 229 participants, so that's great. Um, I do ask just to start. I am hearing a bit of background noise, and so if those that are not speaking can just mute, so we don't have that background noise coming. This session is exciting for me as it draws on the experience from our student panelists and getting to hear directly from them as it relates to some important transition questions and academic questions as well, and to hear from them. I'm happy to have been asked to be a moderator for this, and we're going to jump into it here shortly. But to start, we're very pleased to be joined by Angela Pind, our Associate Vice President, Student Experience, to start with a welcome into this session. Angela.
Thanks so much, Greg, and thanks so much to the teams that have pulled this opportunity together. I know that we've had some technical challenges today. That's okay. We will work our way through it. We are thrilled that you're going to be joining us. And soon, in 10 days or so, you'll hopefully be here in between that time and now. I'd like to welcome all of you to Fleming College. My name is Angela Pind. The pronouns that I use are she and her, and I identify as a settler and with mixed Indigenous background. And for those of you who may not fully understand what that means or don't have a comprehension of that, that means that in my family, I have a background of Indigenous peoples in Canada. And it is a real privilege for me to be here and working with you. This is my first semester really and working directly with student experience, and our role as a division is to ensure that you are supported and ready for your studies. Everything from housing to counseling to health to getting engaged and involved in our campus communities. And I'm sure I've missed some of those parts, so my colleagues don't miss that. I'm thrilled to be welcoming also the student panel participants and anxious to learn from them as well. So thanks, and we're looking forward to working with you.
Thanks, Angela. So the format for this session, in a minute, I'm going to ask our student panelists to introduce themselves, including their program, their student leadership role, and anything personal that they would like to share to kick us off, including where they're from. And then after that, I have a number of set questions for the student panel that sort of balance between the academic commitment that you're making and to hear from their experience in terms of a number of academic questions, and then some other questions that just relate to student life and the journey that they've taken so far. So you get to hear from them firsthand as students who have been where you are, either virtually before arriving in Canada and at Fleming College, and through that journey and that transition, and so far in their academics as well. And so very excited, and we're looking forward as well to answering your questions specific to the intent of this panel, to ones that our student leaders can respond to. I know, and having the privilege to have moderated this session in the past, there's a lot of other questions that I know you have on your mind and that are going through the chat, and our staff that are behind the scenes will do their best to either respond if we have the answer or refer you appropriately. But the intent of this session is really to hear from our student leaders and panelists with the questions that we'll ask, as well as questions that you have where you want to hear from a student leader. But at this point, we are going to ask for the panel to introduce themselves. I'm gonna pass it over to the person I see first on my screen, and then I ask each panelist then to ask someone else to introduce themselves who is first on your screen, and we'll do our best to get through the introductions quickly, and then we'll jump into the questions. Reshma, you're first on my screen if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Reshma Suresh. I am a biotechnology advanced student. I'm currently in my fifth semester. As far as student leadership position is considered, I was an international student ambassador until May with International Student Services, and I've absolutely loved my role there. Right now, I'm doing an internship, which is my last semester at SickKids. So I'm in Toronto right now. Yeah, I think that would be about it. And if you want me to pick somebody, I would go to Ron because I know him and we have worked together.
Sorry, there you go. I was on mute. Yeah, my name is Ronald Villanueva. I'm from the Philippines, and I just finished my program, which is International Business Management, and I now work here full time at the International Student Services. You'll see me at the front desk if you're in Sutherland campus. Um, and next, I'll pass it to Sharon.
Thank you, Ron. Hello, everyone. Very good evening to all of you, and good morning to all of us who are in Canada. So, my name is Charan. I'm current student in Fleming College Sutherland campus. So, I'm doing supply chain management right now. So, I have done my previous course with Fleming Sutherland campus, and I was into project management. And also, I'm associated with International Student Services as International Student Ambassador. So that's it from my end, and welcome you all. So I would take Soundarya's name for the next.
Thank you, Charan. Hello, everyone. Welcome. So excited to be here and welcome all of you. So my name is Soundarya Vijayanandan. I'm from Sri Lanka. I'm entering into my third semester and I'm doing mental health and addiction worker and I'm a happy student at Fleming. So to add a little bit about my experience is that, of course, yes, I came in with, a few of unanswered questions, but I would say my mantra was to just follow and trust the process. You'll get there. You will find your answers. Not on the first day itself, but as you go on, you'll be like, okay, it's like a cakewalk for me. So just pay close attention to the emails. Read all the information that you get in the email. That will help you very much. And we are there in from internationals to support you. And yeah, that's all about me. I'm excited to help and answer any question. Thank you.
And last but not least, is it Thai? Is that how you pronounce it? The
Hello everyone, I'm from Vietnam and my name is Dung Nguyen. Um, I study dual program, paralegal and law clerk. I just finished the fourth semester for law clerk. In September, I will turn back to third semester for paralegal. And I'm so excited to attend the event today. I'm willing to reply and respond any questions and welcome everyone.
Great. Thanks so much to our panelists, and great to see the representation from different programs and from different countries and different experiences with your student leadership at Fleming. So I'm going to kick it off and with the questions. And again, I think as we start to ask the questions, it may have those of you who are joining think of other questions where you're like, oh, I'd like to learn about this from our student panel. And so that's really with the intent. So we have a set number of questions, but of course throughout this session, as you have questions, please put them in the chat. And ones that are specific for our student panel to answer, we will call upon them to do so alongside the set questions. So I am going to start with a question to get thinking about the difference between arriving in college and your experience from high school in your previous home country. So first question for the panel, what are some of the differences between your experience from high school or the school in your home country compared to the experience you had at Fleming College? would like to start with that one? Ron?
Yeah, I can take that one.
Thanks.
So back in the Philippines, we don't have this good system when it comes to overall resources for the college, which is we call it My Campus, which is our portal for everything that we need here at the college. So it's an automated process for your emails, for your desire to learn platform. We call it D2L. That's where you submit um, all your assignments and your quizzes and the lectures that gonna be made by your professors. So that is a new experience for me coming here at the Fleming College, which is I find it very useful. Yeah.
Right. Anyone else?
Add on,
Yeah.
to add on to that question, like which you have asked, like in India, like when it comes to the difference between the education systems, we didn't had these kind of in-class assignments or quizzes or any other group assignments or individual assignments. Uh, yeah, it is something which is new to all of us. To this kind of education system, and it is so good that we happen to land it to this place.
Great.
I
Thank you.
would like to add to that and say that I did my college, like a part of my education in India, and we didn't have citations that will be very, very new to people. We didn't have strict rules or regulations in terms of academic integrity and things like that. So I think that'll be something I would want anybody who is new to focus on, learn, and understand completely in order to have a smooth academic journey, because it'll be very different from what you had in your home country.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good start. Sandera?
Yeah, I'll add on to that too. So something that was very significant for me is the transparency that we had. As a student, we know where we are in terms of our grades, in terms how we are progressing. So I think the D12 system is very much friendly for us, and it keeps us more closer to the course materials, and it keeps us closer to our own tracking the progress, which was not in my experience when I did my degree back in Sri Lanka. So that is something very significant I would like to share as a difference.
Great. Thank you. A great start. I'm going to move on to the next question. And I'm going to actually ask about what advice or tips would you give students to be successful academically, recognizing they're just about to start, but in having gone through your time at Fleming so far, what advice or tips would you give to students to be successful academically?
So I would like to answer this first. Like I would just advise the fellow students to submit everything on time. So like whatever the assignments or the activities that they're going through. So it is always that it is always good to have a track of it, all the things that they are going through, and they have to do it on time. So that is the best advice that I can give. At the same time, they have to little uh, very I mean they have to be very important with time management. So when they're doing, because they're getting involved into a lot of things when they're coming here, so education should be primarily focused to be very successful apart from all the activities. So that is what I would like to suggest.
Excellent advice. Anyone else that wanted to share your experience?
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
Second, actually, yeah. So I'll share. Actually, I can share my experience so that everyone can find their experience in that. So when it comes to academics, it's important to understand what's your pattern of learning and what's your pattern of understanding the material and the content. So what I did is, in the first 2 3 days, I spent time to completely explore the D2L, to understand how the communication is happening, how do I find the timelines, how do I find the deadlines. And then what I did is, I made use of the resources that is available in my campus to keep track of all the assessments and to understand that, the duration. So like, what is due next week, what is due in 2 weeks time, so that I know how do I prioritize my timing with that. And then let's say the time due is on 10th, I have my own deadline, which is on 8th. So I had time to finish my assignments and then also go through it and submit it on time. So in that way, I never got agitated in the last minute, which can lead to in case even if the system crashes, like even if it's delay submission, it might impact your grades. So to be on the safe side, just keep yourself 1 day prior as a deadline is the first thing that I did. And then spending more time in D12, like without getting help from your friend, try to explore it by your own self. Take some time and explore things on your own self, so that you get used to the system. You don't depend on someone else. You can be independent. Being independent is one of the strongest skill that I would like everyone to start and experience. It can take a lot of time, but it's worth it. So get your information in your hands. Don't depend in anyone else, so that you get the correct information. So that's how I think I succeeded in my courses so far.
I would just like to add to that and say there's a course outline in all the courses that you'll take in your program. That has personally, like, printing it out, and I would used to stick it on a wall that had like dates and what's going to happen in what week, when do you have to submit your assignments. That will completely help you, like Soundarya said, to work on your time management skills. Like, you can plan account. That will help you plan basically. And definitely, as Charan said, doing everything, like submitting all the assignments on time, would definitely make sure that you are on to a journey of success throughout the academic.
Excellent. All great pieces of advice. Angela, I see your hand. Something to add?
No, nothing bad. I just really want to thank the students for referencing that D2L and learning management system. You've heard almost all of them talk about how important it is. I'm seeing a lot of questions in the chat, so I just wanted to intervene and say for our students who are incoming, D2L is referring to a technology tool that will deliver to you important course information. The way you access that is through My Campus. It's on the left-hand side, and a couple of tabs down, it's called My Courses. Really important to note that you don't get access to that until September the 5th. That doesn't get populated with your courses until September the 5th. So I really appreciate all the advice of taking 2 or 3 days to work your way independently through that. If you need help doing that, on September 5th, we're going to have lots of people available to help show you where that is. Really critical. And I really liked what the students were saying about it has everything in there that you need. It'll have a course outline. It will talk about anytime your teacher, your professor, posts something. Some professors will post lots of slides, some will post less, and often you will submit all of your assignments electronically through that particular spot for your course. So again, I just didn't want students to go searching for it. Those of you who've already been students know that it comes live each semester on the first day of the semester.
And I also know that there's a D2L session to help students in the orientation, for sure, on how you navigate through the D2L, right?
Great. So the next question sort of feeds off of some of the feedback and advice given around time management, working independently, having a system for helping organize, but it's a bit broader. So the question is, what's your experience balancing the academic commitments, many students who have part-time jobs, and your life and connecting with your family? What's been your experience and any advice related to balancing all of that?
I would like to take that. So balancing academics, work, and personal life was actually like a tightrope walk, but it's also the one that taught me very, very valuable skills. Having clear communication with your professors about any commitments that you may have in terms of, why you are falling behind, or like having an open communication with anyone would really, really help, whether it's job commitments or life situations. And it's very crucial, I would say. I actually prioritized tasks and I used effective study techniques. As I mentioned, course outlines really helped me plan to do my assignments. And I never hesitated to seek guidance when needed. I asked questions when I was in doubt. And I know, and I know for sure that you can clearly communicate with anyone if you need any help, like especially for international students. I know there are a lot of resources, but definitely international could be the first place that you could go to. There is tutoring help if you need help with academics in general, and there are a lot, like all the resources that you would need. Make sure that you get to know them all so you know where to go to. And then having a support system, whether it's through friends or the connections you form or family, was definitely instrumental in managing this juggling act.
Great. Anyone else that wanted to add to that for this
Yeah,
question?
so adding to it, I would say that it is really important to balance both your studies as well as part-time jobs, because people who come in as an international student, they will be having a lot of responsibilities on them, not just studies. Also, they might be like there are people like who might be financially strong. There might be people who are not financially strong, so they would be depending on part-time jobs, to arrange their fees and pay to college, right? So I would say that to stay focused on your studies as well as give some time for your part-time job, and so that you can balance it both. So time management is something which I would like to bring in here, so that you have to prioritize your things and you have to plan everything accordingly, giving your availability all that for your part-time jobs, and make sure that both of the things are balanced.
Great. Thank you. That's been a common theme with some of these questions is the time management. And even if you're out there and you're like, oh, I struggle with managing my time. As you arrive, as you transition, we have lots of supports available and services through learning support and otherwise to help you with strategies and learning a bit more about how to best manage your time. I'm going to shift gears a little bit, and the next couple of questions connect into just sort of student life and the journey. And want to ask about to the panel your thoughts about your transition to Canada and living in Peterborough and/or the Lindsay communities, depending on where you're taking your courses, and what you would suggest new students participate in while they live in our communities.
I can take that. Uh, Peterborough is Peterborough or Lindsay. I assure you that you are in for a very unique Canadian experience. These communities are known for their friendly atmosphere and lots of natural beauty. I would say to make most of your time, you should consider exploring nature for sure. Both Peterborough and Lindsay offer various outdoor activities. There's hiking, canoeing, biking, and the Kabarta Lakes, of course. It's a region that provides numerous opportunities, I would say, to connect with nature. There are cultural events like local events, music fests, and there are markets. So these communities often hold events that would showcase a local art or craft or music and many more. And you should volunteer, I would say. I know I have done this, that Fleming SAC has a street team that works for community events basically, and also is involved in the ECFC football. So if you are a football fanatic, you should definitely do that. I mean, I had access to pre-football games being a volunteer, and you could get to work really close with the team. And then there's involvement in campus activities. I would like to really focus on this, like really say this, that getting involved on campus can greatly enhance your college experience.
I just want to add as well. We have free access, like for the incoming student, you have free access to the Peterborough Wellness Center, which is walking distance from the college, and that's for free. So you can access the pool, the gym equipment. There are classes. There are drop-in sessions for sports like badminton, basketball, tennis. So you can maximize that facility so that you can spend some time outside academics.
That's great. And for those who are will be studying in Lindsay, similar to the Peterborough Sport and Wellness Center, for our students studying at our Sutherland campus in Peterborough, we have the Lindsay Recreation Complex, which is the fitness facility in Lindsay. That we have a partnership with the City of Kawartha Lakes for students to have access to that fitness facility. We also have the Frost Fieldhouse, of which we'll have recreational programming and drop-in programming to a number of the sports that Ron referred to for Peterborough at Lindsay as well. So great point in the importance of recreation and staying active is part of that balance between the pressures of your academics and jobs and ensuring that that you have good balance. And it's great that we have those resources on within walking distance to our respective campuses. Um, Anyone else that want to share on that transitional piece and living in our communities? Anything around sort of fun things to do in the Peterborough and Lindsay communities that you've taken advantage of during your time here?
I would just say like a few, just few little things that before coming here, like I was having a lot of doubts whether I would fit in this environment and the culture and the community. But after coming here, I realized that people here are very approachable and very friendly, and they share a lot of mutual respect. So this is one of the best places like which I have been, and yeah, it's just a very good, amazing experience here. Yeah.
Can I add to that? So when it comes to transition, what I would like to share is um, to be conscious about your own mental health, how you are feeling, because um, transition is not easy. So it's not going to be easy, and it's challenging, and you're not alone. Everyone that you meet in college is going through a transition period, and everyone, believe me, everyone will have their own stories. What was it like to feel, to be in that change, to step into that change? So one thing that I would advise is that don't wait until the last moment that you're going to crash and fall. If you're feeling a little uneasy, if you're feeling that you can't eat well, you can't sleep well, you can't concentrate, please do reach out to your peers. Please do reach out to the services that we have. I think talking to friends, talking to new people really helps me go through this transition, because one validation that you will get is that you're not alone. So it's not a very singular problem. It's a common problem, but it has its own essence and flavors. So that is one thing that I did, that is to reach out to people and talk. And the second thing is, as Reshma said and Sharon said, Peterborough is full of nature, and what could be the best therapy? So just get connected to the nature. um, so I did crazy things like talking to the leaves, right? Touching the leaves. So that really helps me to calm myself. Believe me, it will calm yourself. Just get connected to it. It's the air is very good. It's not polluted, so it's very good. So just make use of the natural resources that we have to soothe yourself, to calm yourself, and just be there and start enjoying everything that's happening to you in a very positive way. I think that helps me, and I believe it will help you also.
Great stuff. Great advice. You're not alone. That is such a key part of understanding that journey. And for those of you, us, that the importance of that is critical. And whether that be a peer, whether that be coming and seeing someone in counseling services, any of our learning supports, then that's part of why we're here and why our student panel is here, is to show that you're not alone and that we have great resources and people on campus. And one of the things that I appreciate being in the Peterborough community, in a smaller community, is is the ability to make those connections. And so thank you for that, for those pieces of advice. I want to sort of build on that in terms of living in the community and whether it be on campus or in the broader community. Can you share a bit about your experience in terms of safety on campus and in the community, and maybe any resources that you're aware of as student leaders that you want to share with our new students?
I can start. Uh, I personally have never undergone a safety related issue with Fleming. We have security that is there on campus 24/7. Even if you are staying in the library, studying late, and you're scared to, walk to the bus stand, I know that you can ask them and they can walk you to the bus stand. Anywhere you lay your eyes on, you will find a security. Like they are always around and they are always ready to help. Whether you don't know where to go in campus, because when you're coming, you'd be pretty new to the campus. You need to get somewhere or anything. But I know that safety is a priority for Fleming, and they're making sure that you're safe on campus. And what you could do is be aware of your surroundings. Like if you are alone somewhere, if you're walking at night, utilize, public transportations or like the campus escort services, as I said. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I will also add to that. As Reshma said, even Touchwood, until now, I have not experienced anything negative in terms of my security. So few things that I would advise as a student is to, keep yourself um, uh, with people for some time until you learn the city, until you get hang of how do you travel and the bus routes and everything. Just one thing that I was told by seniors is that always walk in, have someone, go with pairs, so that you're not alone and you're not lost. And make sure you have your phones always charged. Don't go with 5% or 2% charge outside. Make sure that you have your phones charged, like make it a practice. And the other thing is that since we are new to this city, don't carry much of cash or don't carry valuable items in your bag. Make sure that you go simple. I know it depends, but what I'm saying is like don't carry all the cash in your bag, and uh, would, don't don't create opportunities where it could put you in danger. So that's what I did, and it supported me and it helped me. And also you can find security all over the campus. So you can just go to them and they know what to do. They know how to protect you from that situation. And if you feel like something is threatening, even in your housing, or a friend is threatening, if you feel like that, please do reach out to the services that's available. You can even come to internationals. We will support you, whom to reach out and what would be the next best step for you if you're not sure. So always reach out to the officials. Don't get stuck and don't try to solve everything. If you feel like you need support or you need few more hands, we are always there. So reaching out is one best way.
Adding to it, like we also have the police services. Like whenever you're in trouble, you can just call 911, and the police people will be on their way to help you out. So as far as I know, like Peterborough is a very good place, and it is very calm after 5 o'clock in the evenings. And yeah, so yeah, these are some points which we can, which Reshma has said and Soundarya has said the value. So yeah, you can do on campus and off campus. So.
So
Excellent.
also you can ask anybody, like if you are stuck on a road somewhere, anyone is passing by. Peterborough is a very, very friendly community. I know, and say this because I've stayed in Peterborough for the longest time that I have been in Canada. And it's a very warm and welcoming community. So you can just walk up to anybody and ask for directions. If you're not sure of what bus you want to board on, you can get into the bus and ask the driver, and he'll stop for, like, if the bus is stopping at a bus stand, he'll stop for a minute and then answer you or let you know, if not this, where else to go to. So there's really nothing to worry about in terms of security, I would say.
And if you are worried, that come and ask, and we can share all the different safety resources that are available on campus. We have the Fleming Safety app that we encourage all students to download. I believe, if not already, I think you'll be having a session that is supported by our local campus safety and broader police supports in the community. And something that we've said that I know connects into the advice that the student leaders have given. If you see something, say something. In our community, we want to make sure that everyone's safe. And so anything that might feel like it's suspicious or a concern from a safety perspective, that we encourage you to say something. We also, behind just the wanting everyone to feel safe and supported and the safe community, we also have what's called student rights and responsibilities that also demonstrate the rights that you have as students, but also the responsibility that we all have to ensure a safe and supportive Fleming community alongside the broader support from our local police and otherwise. Thank you for all that great advice. I'm going to shift gears. We got a bit more time to ask a couple more questions, and then I want to connect to ask if there's any questions in the chat that can be specifically responded to. I know a lot of them have been responded to already. That's great. But I want to shift gears as we head towards September 5th and orientation. I know Angela referred to it in regards to D2L, but I want to hear from the panel specifically talk about the importance of attending that program orientation on day one. Yeah, I'd like to just open that up as we look ahead to orientation for the broader student community.
I can take that. When I started, I had only an online orientation, but the first orientation that I volunteered for was an in-person orientation. And from what I've seen around and the students that I get to interact with, I know for sure that attending the program orientation was an absolute game changer for them. It was their compass, so they knew, about the academic landscape, the campus resources, and what were the program expectations from them. So the orientation would offer insights into broader term, like a lot of things like time management, whether it's study strategies, and it will also introduce to your peers, could become your study buddies and maybe your lifelong friends. So it actually sets the tone for your entire college experience. And I would definitely, and I have been like a part of a lot of orientations. It's an absolutely exciting opportunity to connect and build those connections that will come in handy later as you're in, the difficult times of transitioning or anything. So make sure and make every effort that you can to attend the orientation.
Thank you.
I would add on to that whatever Reshma said is it is all about networking. So the connections, the kind of connections you make in campus and the kind of networks that you built in, it is going to be help you not just in campus. It is going to help you also, once when you finish your college. So that is one point which I would like to add.
Great.
So I'll add my part. So so the orientation to me, it was like I felt home. I felt like the grand welcome. It made me comfortable. Like, the previous night I was so confused, and the day on orientation, I felt like, wow, I'm somewhere in home. I felt that home, and it's for real. I'm not just saying, because you will meet fellow students who have same questions like you, who have same confusions like you, and you guys can, figure out things together. You can explore the campus together, and you can meet your program coordinators, you can meet your fellow students whom you will sit with and go through the entire course. And you can find people who are looking for roommates, who are looking for rooms. So a lot of things can happen in orientation. and also it's very informative. It's not just happening, it's happening with a purpose. So the purpose is that we well settle in and we get all the information that we want in order to start our academic journey in a very successful, in a very informative manner. So I think I got all that information in the orientation. More to that, it'll ease you a little bit, because I came in winter, so I was like frozen from brain to thoughts to everything. But the orientation, it'll ease yourself, so that you are so comfortable to step into the day one of your school. So I have my friends from my orientation, and they're still my friends. So I think it's a very positive thing to attend.
Tidang, anything you'd like to add?
Well, according to me, I think orientation is immensely important because I can get which which answer I want. Sometimes I get confused about which step I need to take, which procedure I need to do as well. So probably I can ask professor to answer for me. I think in addition to that, it's a good opportunity to make a group of friends, update about information for the college and class, and know which blog I will go for my classes. Really easy to get lost, actually.
Yes.
Yeah,
Great advice, and there'll be lots of people to help with navigating the campus, finding your classes, taking the tour. That's one of the most common questions we get at day one, alongside the opportunity to meet faculty, get off to that good start before all your classes start, and to the earlier point, help lower anxiety as well before you start your academic journey. Angela.
Thanks, Greg. I just want to talk about orientation because I'm seeing lots of questions in the chat, and orientation is being done a little bit differently than we've done it before. So for our new students incoming, please appreciate that we are learning and growing all of the time as well. If you are a student at our Lindsay campus, so just pause for a second. If you're a student at the Lindsay campus, you will begin following your timetable on Tuesday, September the 5th. And in your first class, there will be the faculty member or your program coordinator will be giving you some information. And at our Lindsay campus, they do that across a number of different classes. So make sure you're in attendance in your first class at the Frost campus. For those of you who are coming to Peterborough and the Sutherland campus, September the 5th, there will be a whole schedule that's just going to be for incoming first semester students. That's you. And Chris has put in the chat there that there's an opportunity, you'll be emailed, and an opportunity for you to sign up. It's critical that you come to that session. You will, as the panelists have said, meet your program coordinators if you're at the Sutherland campus. There'll be a whole series of activities and then time to help you navigate around the campuses. At the Lindsay campus, you'll be greeted at one of the entrance doors by some of the student life team, and they'll show you how to navigate around the building. So there's different ways that it's happening, but it's absolutely critical. A chance to, as they've all said, our panelists have all said, to meet other students, to talk with your faculty, to get a great start. So September 5th is critical for everyone. In class, be present and attending. It's amazing. Thank you.
Thanks, Angela. We have a few minutes left, and there's a question that I wanted to ask that was in the chat, and I know a housing session was referenced, but want to just hear from the panel just what your housing search journey was like. I know there's the housing session coming up later. Encourage everyone that's here that's still looking for housing to attend that. It's supported by our housing coordinator. But I know that that can be a stressful time for our students who are still searching for housing. So for the panelists, can you just share what your housing search journey was like? Who
So,
would like to take that?
yeah,
Yes,
I will take the
Sandra.
question first. So, what I did is that I started searching for the house before I reached Peterborough itself. So I used several apps like Kijiji Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and I found, like, I reached out to them and I started, booking for online tours, and I started seeing the house, and then I went and searched the area like through the maps, and I was able to find a house through online itself before I come here. So it might, for me, it sounded little okay. Is it sure or is it not sure? Like, am I being, is it, am I getting paying for something that I don't know? But then again, for me, like, I thought that I'll take this risk and go ahead and pay and get myself secured. So I got the best room, and I started like 3 months before um, I came to college. So that was easy for me. And also there is another app, there is another website called rentcanada.ca, which I found my second house. So I think those are the uh, online was the best option for me to find more houses options and according to your pricing ability as well.
Thank you. And I know I see Angela's put in the chat as well. If you need housing, OCH, which is off-campus housing, at flemingcollege.ca. Get you connected to Karen Hennessy, who's our housing community coordinator. And as noted, please look at your international orientation schedule and strongly encourage, if you haven't already booked your scheduled this, to attend that session alongside the email referral, or if you're already in Peterborough, that you can come and schedule an appointment with Karen as well. We just have a few minutes left, so I want an opportunity before I turn it back over to Chris for the panelists to give a last piece of advice, whether that be academics and studying at Fleming, or just around the students' transition as they plan to arrive in Peterborough or Lindsay. What's your lasting piece of advice for our new students?
I think I can go first. So I would like to say that you embrace your college experience. It is a time of growth, so be open to trying new things and meeting new people. I know that balancing academics, work, and social activities gets very, very hectic, but it's also important. And in the journey, you will develop amazing time management skills. Stay connected, whether it's through campus activities, community groups, or online platforms. Stay connected with others to build a support network. Seek help when needed. If you encounter challenges, don't hesitate to seek guidance, going or talking to your professors, your advisors, your counselors. And I know for sure that international and all the other resources in campus, for that matter, will always be there to help you. Remember that your college experience is what you make out of it. So engage with your surroundings, immerse yourself in the local culture, and make lasting memories out of it.
Thank you.
Okay, I will follow Reshma. So, as a student, one advice that I would give is change is obvious, that we will all go through that change. Um, Yet, it's going to be worth it. You're going to be a different person each month as you go through this change. So embrace it. It's definitely going to be challenging your beliefs, challenging your rules that you have kept for your life, challenging it will challenge your standards that you have kept for yourself. Then again, just please spend some time with yourself every day. Just reflect on how are you reacting to things, how are you progressing your life, and how are you adjusting to things. That's very important that you hear yourself. So self reflection is one of the key things that I would like to offer as a piece of invitation for all the students. Please do self reflect on your own mental health, on your behavior, on how that you are adjusting to this change is very important. And also, don't forget to respect people around, respect the differences, because you will see people with differences. And I think one beautiful way to feel belong is to create uh, uh, a space that you make people belong there. You respect differences. You don't need to really understand those differences to respect. So that's one key thing that I hold. You don't need to understand everything. You just have to accept it and believe that everyone have their own reasons to be the way they are. Because it's very important that we accommodate people and belong and create space for people to belong in that space is what something that very golden that I hold close to myself, and I would like to share that to you guys as well.
Thank you.
So I would just add a few more points. I would not take much time. So I would say that everyone who are coming here as an international student, they have a purpose of coming here. So just stay focused. Don't get deviated. The purpose of you coming here should be served. So I would say stay focused and also never give up. So there might be like few situations where you might feel yourself down, so make sure like you have some good set of friends whom you can talk with, and just don't keep everything within you. Just share your experiences, be it good, bad. So there'll be always a helping hand next to you, which will lift you up when you're feeling bad. So yeah, so we are excited to see you around in the campus. So please do come, experience. Every day is a learning. So make use of each and every single opportunity that comes in your way.
Awesome. Thank you. Who'd like to go next?
Um, I would say that new students should check the weather before going out because the weather in Asian countries is different from Canada. So usually, sometimes I get cold in nighttime, and I think it's a good advice. Besides that, maybe we try to join more social activities from the college or outside from college, uh, like multicultural show is really important. You can know people the culture and can make friends and learn about indigenous things. It's really fun and fabulous.
Great advice. Thank you. The multicultural showcase is such a fun and rewarding event to attend. Encourage everyone to attend that. Ron, last but not least, would you?
I would advise to make it a habit to check your Fleming email on a daily basis because everything will be communicated there. And you can check daily as well the My Campus portal because there will be announcement and important dates in there as well. So make sure you're aware of that.
Excellent. Yes, check your Fleming email. I know that's been referenced before. Perfect in terms of a lasting piece of advice, especially as we head closer and closer to the start of the semester. And an additional anecdote, I think about the advice around preparing for the weather, and I'm always it's such a cool moment for when I see often some international students when they come to Canada and they see snow for the first time or a snowfall, and to get to experience that, or it's I think of that when I hear about the preparing for the weather as well and ensuring that you've got the proper clothing. Well, that's awesome. Such incredible advice from our peers, and the intent of this session is to really hear from them first and foremost, and related to some key topics and themes from your academic journey to your student life journey in Canada and in Peterborough or Lindsay. And I want to take a moment just to really thank our panel that's taken the time to share today. Chris, before we transition out, anything from the questions in the chat related to that we wanted to ask the panel, or I think we're good to close. I think I've been seeing the response throughout, but I'll turn it over to you at this point.
Thank you very much. Yes, I've been monitoring the chat. Any questions that have not been answered, please email international@flemingcollege.ca. We'll be answering questions there as well. And any questions you have in regards to registration or anything like that, make sure that you ask us, okay? We are here to support you. I'd like to thank Angela for being here, for opening the student panel. Greg, you did an amazing job as always. I always love having you here. The students, my goodness, you guys have so much knowledge and so many good things to share with our students. And you, who have been, enduring all these changings of chats and sticking with us and not complaining and being here, just doing what you got to do. I promise you, by the end of the day, you'll be receiving some communication from us on how we're going to proceed for tomorrow morning. It may be that we're going to be here on WebEx, and we're going to make sure that you know where we're going to be, okay? And stay safe. For those of you who are not in Canada yet, just keep waiting. Wait for your documents. Maybe it's still in time for you to travel. Don't lose hope, okay? I'll see you tomorrow, and wait for that email from us to let you know where we're going to be meeting tomorrow morning, okay? Thank you so much for your patience. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Thanks, rest of the
Thank you,
team.
everyone.
Bye.